Hi singers, I greet every one of us. This is Falsetto on the line. Today I came again with another beautiful course, a very beautiful one at that. Voice registers. So we can understand this course very well. I'll be dividing it into three layers. The first part will be talking about what voice register is all about, the science behind everything and all of that. Then we'll move over to the types of voice registers, and then we'll go back to Passagiu or the transitions between these registers and exercises and all of that, so you can know how to transition. That is the main aspect of this course, how that you don't just know how to sing the particular voice register, but you can sing it in real life, in real music when you are singing. So let's go to this. Before then, just stay with me.
So, with Jesus joy in our hearts, we welcome you all to GMSL Global,
a free gospel music community where Jesus is our music. Follow us on our home community, which is our WhatsApp channel, through the link shown in the video. Or search GMSL Global on the WhatsApp channel search box and follow us to stay connected with us. We offer free vocal training from beginners to masters class every Monday and Tuesday. Free music fun from beginners to masters class every Wednesday and Thursday. We also have GMSL Day every Saturday on our home community, our WhatsApp channel at GMSL Global. On our YouTube channel, we feature various programs, including Worship Encounter every Friday and Word Encounter every Sunday at 8 p.m. live individually.
Our YouTube channel also hosts all our teaching videos. As our major platform, we encourage you to subscribe now for inspiring content. You can also find us on other social media platforms: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, all under at GMSL Global. Join us and let's make music for Jesus.
So welcome back. Now let's go over to what is register. What is register? First of all, what is voice register? You see, the voice register is more than just singing high or low notes. It is actually a specific way your vocal folds or your vocal cords behave whenever you sing in different ranges. Each register has a Moses coordination pattern, a vocal fold shape, a vibration pattern, and a resonance strategy. So, in order to understand this very well, let's go a little bit into the anatomy of vocal mechanism. So, specifically into your lyrics, which is your voice box, how these sounds are produced and all of that. So, inside your lyrics, first of all, there are two tissues. Then we'll be treating on the two tissues, and then we'll talk a little bit about the muscles, two other muscles. So, these two tissues, they are called the vocal folds. There are two, and they actually vibrate together to produce sound. Whenever air pass through them, they vibrate. And also the thin out, the thin out, the thick out, the enlarges, that stretches, and all of that to produce sound based on the register you are using. For instance, lower register makes your vocal folds to kind of thick out, but higher registers like the head voice make them to thin out. So now let's go back to the muscles involved, because inside these lyrics we have muscles inside. So there are two muscles specifically. One muscle is specifically for lower voices, and the other one is for when you are start going high. So there changes. So the first muscle is called the thyroadenoid muscle, which is popularly called the TA muscle. So we'll always be using the word TA muscles. So this one is the one that is responsible for lower voice, like the chest voice, vocal fry, all of that. Part of mixed voice, it takes part, and the other muscles which participate in the head voice and higher voice register, it's called the cricothyroid muscle, which is CT muscles. So now here is how these muscles work. For instance, when you are singing low, the muscles that is engaged at that particular time is called the TA muscles. So this particular muscle is one that is responsible for lower voice, like chest voice, vocal fry, and all of that. So when you are moving upward, first of all, once you get to mixed voice, the two of them are engaged. But at this point, the TA muscles start relaxing, and then it hand over toward the CT muscles to take charge, to take over from there. So when you move over to the head voice and all of that is now the city muscles that work. But unfortunately, how you know an untrained singer is that, for instance, you are singing a sound like this time. The moment I say this I'm using what the TA muscles, and you want to go high, you would have be able to leave out the city muscle, the TA muscles, and allow the city muscles to take charge from there. But unfortunately, some of us will keep pulling the TA muscles to keep producing these sounds, and this is exactly what causes crack and strain and all of that. So you need to understand exactly how these things work, and then the transition is, and then we'll do some exercise to see that you are able to transition from one voice register to another without having crack or break. You know when to switch and when to stay. So let's go back to the next, which is types of vocal registers. So now the types of voice registers. So the first voice register I will talk about here is called the vocal fry. Vocal fry is actually the lowest of all registers. It's actually the lowest. How that it tends to vibrate the vocal fold very slowly, very slowly. How that you can even feel the pulse, you can even count it. That's why it is also called pulse registers. And how does it sound? Like it sounds like a rattling sound, like a cracking sound. For instance, you are opening a door, there's a sound it produces, something like that. So that is vocal fry for you. So it's the lowest. It has a lot of importance. How that it can help you to go to the lowest part of your voice. And secondly, it warms up the voice based on it engages the vocal folds calmly and gently. How that it vibrates very slowly. So it is very, very important and a good vital. Before you sing, you use vocal fry. It helps the voice to get set. And this kind of voice register, it does not need too much air pressure. Just a little is enough. It does not need too much, many things. Like it's just the lowest of all. But one thing it does to the vocal fold is that it brings it, like it make it shorter, and it make it like the vocal fold become very thick and short. Why? Because of what is engaging the TA muscles. So now let's move over to the chest voice. So chest voice, also called the modal voice, is the most natural vocal register. How that it is your speaking voice kind of voice, the voice you used to speak. Like it's just like the most natural part of your voice register. How that you feel the vibration in your chest. That's why it is majorly called chest voice. So in the chest voice, the vocal folds tends to vibrate fully. Like this time I am not very slowly again like that of vocal fry, but it vibrates fully, like just on average speed. And it makes the vocal fold to become thick and as well short, and it actually engages the TA muscles, which is responsible for the lower voice registers. Remember, so whenever you are engaging the voice the chest voice, you feel the vibration in your chest. That's why it is called the chest voice. You feel the vibration in your chest, and it also sounds warm, strong, and bold. I think that's one of this is the strongest register and bold, the most bold register in among all your registers, among all the voice register. The vocal fry is the lowest, but it's not that strongest. It's just like you are even weak, like someone that is about to faint. But the the chest voice is the most bold register, the one that is most strongest. So now let's move over to the mixed voice. The mixed voice. Now the mixed voice is more like a combination of the chest voice and the head voice. How that it is not fully chest voice, it is not also fully head voice, but it's just somehow using the both of the register's power and standing on its own. So it is the most sought for register, like the register that many people use in singing. Many people use in singing. A lot of singers use this. How that it's not too heavy, neither is it too floaty like the head voice, but it's just kind of balanced. It's the vocal fold tends to vibrate on a kind of medium range, not fully like, not like it tends to like in a medium range. It's not too thick, neither is it too thin out, but just medium. And it uses the CT muscles and the TA muscles. It engages the both of them. It bats to hand over to the CT muscles. Now the TA muscles, it bats is just handing over now, but the two of them are still at work. So, like for instance, I'm talking now. This is the chest voice. Let me sing. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul, worship His holy name. That is head voice. Now, if I want to move over to the mixed voice, I'll now go higher, about to enter into the head voice, but not, I'm still using, it's still full of strength and all of that. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul, worship His holy name. So it's kind of is placed on the cheekbone, or let me say below the eye, around your nose region, like most of the times. That's where it resonates. Unlike the chest voice that resonates in your chest, and this time around it goes over to your face region, to the mask of your head. So that is where it majorly resonates. So now let's move over to the next, which is the head voice. Now the chest voice is a kind of register that stretches the vocal folds. It stretches the vocal folds to reach higher ranges and all of that without getting strained. Take note of that, without getting strained. So it will not get strained if you are trained. So one way you know if you are not trained that you sound breathy, or that is what they call falsetto. So we'll go over to falsetto. There is difference between head voice and falsetto. There's a little difference. So now the head voice actually uses CT muscles and the totally CT muscles, and the vocal fold tends to what stretch out, thin out and stretch out, and it resonates in the sinuses, or the the mask of your head, the mask of your face, and it sound and in your head as well. That's why it is called head voice. So it sounds connected. It is connected. It is, if trained, it is well connected, and it is very, very beautiful. Very, very, very. It sounds beautifully, and also it is bright and controllable. So here's how the head voice sounds. Remember, it resonates in the mask of your face, or your sinuses, or your head. So it does not have to be taken upward. So it's just for you to understand how you can produce it for your own self, because everybody have their own voice type, and it tends to resonate based on your particular person. So you can see a singer trying to raise it upward, and if you try it to you know, so just know how it produces better for you and work it out. So here's how it sounds. For me, I take it forward most of the times to my face, to the mask of my face. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. You get it? So that is how it sounds. Now let's move over to falsetto. Falsetto actually is kind of very, very much like head voice. In fact, there are a lot of school of thought that is fighting against it. Some says they are the same. There's nothing like falsetto, nothing like just one. They can just be used interchangeably. Some say no, they are different. Although the one that is actually gaining more hand is that they are different. So let's work with the one that they are different. I'm not yet to join them. I don't know anything about their life. so it's just for us to know how to if it's important to study about falsetto. It's not important to dish it out. So falsetto, or from falsetto upward, I can tell you that it might not be that important, but I like falsetto personally. It's very, very beautiful. I almost prefer falsetto to head voice somehow. It's just that head voice is kind of more connected, understand? But falsetto have kind of is breathy, but I tell you, it's very beautiful. So to me, I can say they are different, but it's just that for some persons, they might not be able to have difference between the two in their voice. Like even the last voice type, which is called the whistle, you might not even be able to make it out of you. Might not be able to sing it. It's majorly for girls, the ladies. So they are the ones that can majorly sing it. For guys, it is just few of us, yeah, few of us that can sing it. So now let's go back to the falsetto. So the falsetto is not the head voice, like I said before, But the major difference is that, according to this various school of thought, is that falsetto actually is more airy. Understand? Edge voice tends to vibrate the vocal fold, how that they hit against themselves, all of those things. But falsetto, they almost do not touch themselves. It's just that the edges are vibrating, but they don't almost touch themselves. When you sing, it needs more air because it's more airy. Understand? But not too much air, but it needs more air. And also it engage the sitting muscles only, just the sitting muscles. The TA just sleep, just go and sit down. So it's a bit different from the edge voice. So the edge voice have a sharp sound, but falsetto is more like a flute sound. So it's also resonating the fix of your fix now, not much of your head, and it does not mostly resonate in your head, but majorly in your face and the mask of your face and around your nose, let me say below your eyes, all of that. So that is how it resonates. Now let me just do an example. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. So it's kind of resonating the mask of your face, but it's not as sharp as head voice. Understand? It's kind of more airy. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. So you can see that it actually sounds like a flute. That's the difference between head voice and what falsetto. So let's move over to the boss of them, or the highest register ever, which is called the whistle. So the whistle register is the highest voice register ever. Like, it's the highest, very, very high. And it's actually majorly used by the female singers, like I said earlier. So this is how it sounds. It sounds like this. So it is majorly used by guests. It's not everyone cannot just produce the sound. That's one thing you must know. So, but one thing you must understand about, why is it now important? Why are they not discussing about it? What have you seen some guests, like some ladies sing? In fact, let me just leave that one. Have you seen some ladies, maybe out of excitement, out of fear, out of maybe some kind of play, all of those things? Have you seen them scream? There's a kind of sound that is exactly that kind of sound that they produce. So they can also use it when they are singing. For instance, you are singing a high song and then you will just scream it out with whistle. It looks like exactly like whistle, like it looks exactly like whistle. So it's not falsetto that look like flute, or head voice that is kind of, but this one is just like whistle. And also the vocal folds tends to vibrate in a extremely high speed, and the shape comes extremely thin. It thins out extremely, and it is a sitting muzzle dominant. That's fully sitting muzzle. It just throws away the TA muzzles completely, and the vocal folds does not fully come together. You don't have to use too much pressure. Like it just take use of a little part of it, like you are squeaking out the particular air. It does not use you understand, it does not use too much air, and it tends to produce a kind of a piercing sound. Like it's very sharp and high, extremely high. So this is what wisdom is all about. Now let's move over to passaggio and transition. First of all, what is passaggio? Passaggio is actually an Italian word which means passage or transition. So it is actually the place where your voice tends to goes from one register to another naturally. That when you are singing, there's a particular region whereby your voice will want to change register naturally. For instance, from the shared voice, or let me start from vocal fry. From the vocal fry, there's a way you be singing vocal fry. You will know that you just need to go over to what shared voice. There's a way you sing with shared voice. You know that you need to enter mixed voice or edge voice. There's a range whereby when you are singing edge voice, you know you need to go over to falsetto or whistle. So this is what they call passaggio, where it transitions from one particular register to another. So passaggio is very, very important. It helps singers a lot. How that you don't just stay in one particular register when you need to transition from one register to another. You don't just stay in one register, but you know when to move over to the next register. It avoids voice injury and all of that. It helps a lot. It helps you to be able to sing in dynamics, so that you can sing softly. It makes singing like less effortless, whereby you know exactly what to do, and it helps for betting, singing high, all of those things. Like you know how to sing from lower range, from the lowest of your range to the highest, without getting strength, without even breaking, without any of those things. You know how to transition, you know how to do all of those things. So that's what passaggio is all about. So now let's talk about the types of passaggio for male singers and the female singers. I want to just give us a kind of a general view on that. How that it's not gonna be exactly your passaggio, like where you get to transition from head voice to falsetto or whistle, or from chest voice to mixed voice or head voice. It's not a must that it must be that particular. There might be slight difference based on your voice type, your personality as a singer, all of that. But this one is just a general view that you will fall in around this region. If you are a male singer, you fall around this region. If you are a female singer, you fall around this region. So I'll just be giving us the can I say the summary on that, or is the overview on that, so we can get to know the concept on when we should transition from one particular register to another. So before I start, I talk on this. I will be using words like E4, something like adding this our music alphabet, which is A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and adding numbers to it. So I explained that how that those numbers are not to confuse us. If you go to pitch and intonation, where I explained that, you can go over to our course, pitch and just search on GMSL Global Pitch and Intonation on YouTube. You see the course. So if you don't understand any of these terms I'll be using, you just go back to the course, pitch and intonation, so you can get everything clearly. So now let's move over to the male voice first of all. So we have two types of transition, major two types of transition. So the first one is from chest to either mixed voice or head voice. And for male voice, it actually lies around E4 to F sharp 4. So that is where it lies, the transition lies. So while the second transition is actually from head voice to falsetto or whistle, so it actually lies around C5 to D5. So this for the male voice. Now let's move over to the female voice. So for the female voice, we still have two types of transition. Like for the male voice, the first one is what, from chest voice to mixed voice or head voice. So that first transition lies around A4 to B flat 4. So while the second transition, which is the head voice to the falsetto or the whistle, so it lies around E6 to G6 and above. That is G6 plus. So cannot really factor it like the exact place. So it's just a general overview. So you must understand that, and it's very, very important. So you know, just understand your voice, get a keyboard, go and listen to pitch and intonation. You understand what I mean by all of this number, so you can know exactly and know it, get to know it by your understand it in your ear. Like you should know when you should be able to transition from head voice to falsetto or whistle as a lady, or so, or as a guy, and when you should transition from chest voice to mixed voice and to even head voice. So it's not like there are some singers that can actually pull head voice, like you can bet with head voice. There's nothing like that. When we say betting, like singing high, is actually mixed voice. So no matter how great, no matter how you are, no matter you are of a natural singer, if you don't follow some of these laws, like if you don't really keep to it, like those natural singers that don't give themselves to vocal training, just that they understand, like to some point they just understand their voice by default, based on their voice is still good to some point, and They understand their voice. Their voice by default transitions from shared voice to head voice. So that's why it's good for vocal training. So you know exactly what is happening. So that even when you are ready or you are not ready, you know exactly what to do. Even if you are sick, you are weak, you know exactly what to do. You are so sure you cannot fall. You are so sure you cannot make errors. Why? Because you know exactly what you are doing. You know when to transition and all of that. So before we go into exercises to that will help you to be able to transition from one range to another, all of that. First of all, I want to just give us some tips and tools that can help you to navigate your transitions and so on and so forth. So first of all, I would recommend that when you are transitioning from one register to another, ensure that you reduce the volume. Don't push it. Like, reduce your volume. It helps you to gain more control. Like, you have more access to control your, to be able to move. Then when you have already transitioned to the other register, then you can now increase the volume. You can now increase the volume gradually. So another advice I can give to you is that use a mixed voice approach. Don't just from head voice, from shared voice, just go over to head voice. Like, use a mixed voice approach. How that you might not necessarily stay in mixed voice. You can carefully from mixed voice go over to head voice. You are singing, just glide over to head voice. You can do some of these riffs, lip drills, all of those things to master it and all of that. It will help you a lot. And the last one is that keep your sound forward in the mask of your face. Ensure you push it forward when you are transitioning. It will help you a lot. Keeping it forward, like straight forward. And also support with breath control. Ensure you support with your diaphragm. Let the air not come from your throat. Let it come from your diaphragm. So it will help a lot. How that you are not having too much tension, but you are supported internally from your diaphragm. So to help you to be able to have more control and be able to transition smoothly. So as you keep doing all of these things, you start mastering it, and you will not have to fall into errors again. So now let's go over to exercises for all of these registers. How to use these exercises to master your transitioning or passaggio from one register to another. So let's start with vocal fry. The vocal fry to shares voice. First of all, there are some registers I will recommend. First of all, I can recommend you you just from a very lower, like on vocal fry. Then you take it over to shared voice. That is one particular exercise. Let's do it together. Like gradually. Ensure that it is connected. Ensure it is connected. Another exercise I can recommend is just use this word. Like you are tired. This word. Now use the same pronunciation. Use the same sound. Just say it like you don't break. Use it till you get over to your shared voice. Like you are transitioning from U double H to A double H, like from to R, from or to R, something like that. So just pronounce it. You can keep doing it till you are able to transition properly to the shared voice. It will help you when you are not singing. You cannot add it to your singing, and it will not have to go off or something like that. You will not have to, like, everything will just be fine, and you know how to control it and when to slide back and front again. And I can also recommend that when you are doing the R sound, you should try your best to go back to vocal fry again. When you are doing the something like that, like try going back and front from vocal fry back to shared voice, from shared voice back to vocal fry, like interchangeably. Just do it over and over again till you master it. So now let's move over to the next transitioning, which is passaggio. Now transitioning, which is from shared voice to mixed voice. Now here's the exercise I can recommend. The first exercise is use this word mom, like just say mom, like say it like on a scale, like you are speaking in a speaking voice. Mom, 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 mom. Like just try and push it out and just keep saying it and ensure that you are able to transition from your shared voice to your mixed voice while saying it. So ensure that there's no tension, but push it forward, like let it be forward and um on a medium volume. Mom, 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 mom. Like just use any scale to sing it. Mom, 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 mom. Like just keep doing like that over, upward, and you are able to with that transition from shared voice, even with the same mom, to your mixed voice. And then the next exercise I can recommend is the nay nay sound. The nay nay sound. Nay 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 nay. So the same thing, just push it. Nay 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 nay. But this time around, you're not just talking like with your speech voice. You are trying to make it airy, like, and also Nangsa voice, like also push it forward, but let it produce like Nangsa voice. Nay 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 nay, like a cartoon, like, or a cartoon, like nay 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 nay, something like that. So on any scale you want to, so just do that over and over. Nay 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 nay. It will help you a lot. And now let's move over to the next, which is from mixed voice to head voice. So the first exercise I can recommend on this is the woo sound, W-O-O, and just like an excited puppy, woo woo. But this time around, you are not starting from your chest voice. We are transitioning from the mixed voice to the head voice. So you are starting from the mixed voice, and you are not going to be using like a scale like woo woo. No, not like, but just on one pronunciation, just on one breath. Woo, woo. And then the next exercise is G sound. G sound, the same way, you just do it. G, G. Like, just try transitioning it from the mixed voice to the head voice. Ensure that it gets to the head voice. So the next passaggio or transitioning exercise is from the head voice to the falsetto. This one, let me just give us two exercises. The first exercise that we're giving us is the who sound, H-O-O, like an O sound. Like you are singing now from what? From the head voice to the falsetto. From the head voice to the falsetto. Let's go about it. Who sound. Remember the two difference between head voice and falsetto is that falsetto is very airy. I prefer falsetto. Like I said, I love falsetto. Like it's something it's my major voice when I'm singing. So you can easily, you might not be able to transition between these two when I'm doing it. So it's just based on everybody's voice. I'm not too good when it comes to whistle. That one is majorly for the ladies. But understand, so that is just it. So from here upward, don't kill yourself. If you cannot, just leave it and focus on the ones that I've taught so far. You understand? So don't kill yourself. So let me go about it again. You just do it, ensure that there's connection. You start from the head voice over to the falsetto. So the other exercise is C-O-O, two. You just use it from the head voice to the falsetto. Something like that. So finally, the last transitioning or passaggio, which is from falsetto to whistle, or from head voice to whistle, however. And due to some personal reasons, it's not your business. So due to some personal reasons, I will not be doing it myself. I just want to give us how to go about it. We should go and do it ourselves. Yeah, I just want my assignment. Yes, as your lecturer, I'm giving you assignment to do it, so I don't have to show you how to do it first. So now look at what you are going to be doing is that we have been using the particular range, that particular register that we are moving from to the other register. We'll be starting from that particular register to the other. So if you are using edge voice, if you cannot use falsetto, if you are using edge voice, so you'll be starting from edge voice to what? To whistle. Remember, it has to be like a whistle. For the guys, here is a few expo. You are not a whistle, so don't even participate. Don't, if you can, feel free. So for the ladies, I'm not trying to say you are a whistle. I'm your lecturer, so don't even judge me. So what you need to do is you are using E sound. This E sound, and for falsetto, for edge voice. So with that sound, you are going over straight up to whistle. It has to be like a whistle. Understand? Something like that. Like if you see a dog, maybe a dog is crying, like the dog will be shouting some kind of, or maybe some persons are excited, they will just scream. That sound that is so piercing, that is what they call whistle. So that is what you are doing. Don't do something else. So do it and do it over and over again till you master it. And so if you still don't get, go back to where I explained whistle. So I did it actually. So go back to the video where I explained whistle. So that is all for today. I'll be drawing the curtain here, so ensure you stay connected with us. Watch our other videos. We have the full course, the full vocal training course, from beginners class to masters class, that will change your life, your music life, your singing life, and every other wise. So watch all our videos and stay connected with us. Thank you everyone. Thank you. I'm a Falsetto Isagi, and this is GMSL Global.